A logistics company with a humble beginning in 1993 is today India's first truly multinational organization in this domain, with presence in over 160 countries through 300 offices and over 8,000 professionals. Over the years, Allcargo Logistics has created a benchmark for the industry to follow by providing world-class logistics services. And today it goes beyond business to give back to society with its CSR initiatives. The company believes in fostering inclusive development, and its non-profit arm, Awaaz Foundation, spearheads numerous social programs in the fields of education, healthcare, women's empowerment, sustainable environment, and natural disaster relief. Allcargo Logistics believes in taking each initiative beyond philanthropy and promoting people-centric inclusive growth with the active participation of local communities. Its CSR initiatives aim to actively support the socio-economic development of underprivileged sections, giving them hope for the future. Hello and welcome to our special series, India's Most Responsible Companies, a show that focuses on all the efforts that India Inc. is making to give back to society. On the show today, we are exploring the CSR initiatives of Mumbai-based Allcargo Logistics. Through its initiatives in environment, women's empowerment, healthcare, education, skill development and lots more, the company is indeed bringing about a positive change in lakhs of lives every day. And to take us through these initiatives, we are now joined by the Chairman and Managing Director of the company, Shashi Shetty. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Allcargo Logistics was formed in 1993.
Yeah.
You've been in the business for over 25 years. You're a first generation entrepreneur, incredible amount of success. But as far as CSR activities are concerned, when and how did you decide to establish the Awaaz Foundation, and what were the objectives?
So my belief is that whatever you do it in a right way, in a well-structured way, and in a sustainable way. And we decided to set up the trust, which is called Awaaz Foundation, and we hired some competent people, and we decided to fund the trust, and start identifying various NGOs. One thing we wanted to avoid is trying to do things ourselves. Why reinvent the wheel all over again? There are specialist NGOs, and we also don't want to increase the number of employees to far too many, because then a lot of money will be spent on managing it. So it is better that we use the NGOs and use their network, use their expertise and use their knowledge, and go deeper into the areas where they are specialized in.
Right. So what are the areas that you're focusing on?
Today we have a number of areas. One is education, healthcare, environmental sustainability, women empowerment, skilling.
Right.
These are the main things, and we currently I think work about 20 odd NGOs.
Right. And what's the single most binding philosophy across all of these sectors?
I think it is to basically impact the life of people who are underprivileged.
It's also important to build the CSR culture within an organization. A lot of surveys show that employees who are engaged in CSR activities are able to increase their productivity at work as well. So here at Allcargo Logistics, how do you engage your employees?
I felt that by we doing it in an isolated way, it is only known to few of us. But if you make it popular in the organization, what we started to do is all the projects that we were undertaking, we started talking about it in our internal magazines, and every opportunity we got, we tried to communicate to people. Obviously, a lot of them knew about it, but hearing from me, hearing from my senior management goes a long way and makes a bigger impact on the employees. And one other thing that what we also did is two programs what we are doing every year. One of them is the marathon. We participate in the marathon, where we ask our employees to run for a few NGOs every year. So last time I think about 40-45 people ran or walked in the marathon. Yeah, you are influencing and inspiring more people.
Yeah.
Do things in that the company is doing this, and they also feel a part of it, and we can use their time, because everybody has a little bit of a time for the community, and they don't know how to spend it. So we create those programs and the camps. So like for example, a plantation. So we sent our people to also participate in those plantation drive. We sent our people for building toilets in some of the places. So they really went there and had a good time and really felt for the society and the people who got benefited by it.
Right.
So it motivates them. It connects them to the organization a lot more. People like to work for a company which has a heart. It should not be only business. Should not be. Life is beyond that.
And you're also doing a lot of work on the skill development front, and I know that you have an initiative on that front.
Yes.
How is the company really poised to contribute to the government's Skilling India program?
Yeah, I think I like that idea of skilling, first of all, because one of the things that India lacks in trained manpower, right?
Yeah.
And we thought that why not use our existing infrastructure, which we have in JNPT, and dedicate a part of that for the training of not only logistics staff, but basically find people from that neighborhood and bring them there and give them accommodation in our skilling center, and also look for people from the neighborhood in the community where our CFSs are operating.
Yes.
And use our own infrastructure for creating that.
And then you help them find jobs
Help
as
them
well.
find the job, yeah.
Right.
Wherever we can. We don't guarantee.
Yes, but you try.
But we try.
What's your vision on the CSR front?
Continue the work and scale it up. And like I said, I have a deep interest to build a legacy institution. Let's hope that I'll be able to succeed in that one day.
Good luck to you for that, Mr.
Thank you very
Shetty.
much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
With that, let's head into a short break right now, but stay with us as we continue to explore what makes Allcargo Logistics one of India's most responsible companies. Stay with us. With grit and perseverance towards the upliftment of the downtrodden and underprivileged sections of the society, Allcargo Logistics has always been dedicated towards CSR activities and has in fact spent more than the prescribed CSR budget in the last 3 financial years. One of the flagship CSR initiatives of the company is Maitri. This program aims to empower communities by involving them in planting trees that provide sustainable livelihood options to small farmers. Welcome back to our special series, India's Most Responsible Companies. On the show today, we are exploring some of the most impactful CSR initiatives that Mumbai-based Allcargo Logistics has taken up across various sectors. And to tell us more about some of these initiatives, we are now joined by Shashi Shetty, Non-Executive Director of the company. Aarti, thanks for being with us on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me for the show.
First up, let's talk about the Maitri initiative. Maitri also stands for friend in Hindi. What is this initiative all about? I believe you're trying to tie in both the environment as well as education with this single initiative.
Actually, what we realized over the years was environment is one thing that has impacted or rather affected the rural and the urban societies. What we do is we go and identify the farmers, and these are the farmers who are from the tribal areas. So obviously they are the ones who have never been integrated into the society in a very positive way.
Right.
And what we have done is we've identified these farmers who have small lands.
Right.
We have given them fruit-bearing trees and plants, and mostly the fruit-bearing trees, we also made sure that these are very fast-bearing fruits, so that they can market the produce and create some income for themselves. And very happy to say at least each day they recover 203 rupees per family, which is quite a bit for each family right now. And for the last 3 years, I think we have planted 4 lakh trees.
Wow.
And hopefully in the couple of years we should be reaching at least 10 lakhs. We've impacted at least 7,240 farmers When I say farmers, it's the families of those farmers.
Right. So what is the geographical spread of Maitri like today? Which all states are you targeting?
We right now covered only Maharashtra, and we are looking forward to covering in Karnataka as well. We have already identified the places, we have identified some people, some farmers. So Maharashtra, and like I said, it's more in the tribal areas. And hopefully we should be there in most of the cities of India.
How does Maitri tie in with the whole children's education goal?
What we are doing is basically funding for their education from grade 1st to the 10th, and also going towards 11th and 12th standard, because here the system is still not ICSE, because it's mostly the municipal schools. We have taken over 3 schools in Maharashtra. The term that we call it is Disha. So through our Disha program, we have educated so many children in Karnataka and Mangalore. What we do is we involve all the schools, the municipal schools, and we go to each school. We identify the needy students. Most of them are needy because we only work with the schools where the children come from that strata of the society, and we fund those children, and it's a hand-holding right from 5th standard to 12th standard, and if they need it beyond that also, we partner with them and we see if these children are really good students, because education is something without which the country is never going to grow, right?
And on the women's empowerment front, what are the initiatives that Allcargo Logistics has?
The recent one that we started is with the warehousing, where the women have replaced the men. I wouldn't say, I don't want to be gender biased, but I'm just happy to say that our women can do the same amount of work, and they have the same energy that the men have. And we also had couple of these underprivileged women whom we trained them to be, to come on the social media, trained them to be on computers. There was a woman who started a jewelry business after our training, and we had a very good example of a girl who was trained as a bedside nurse, and she said that the first few days when she would walk in her lane, the couple when she was young, the boys would look at her with a different eye. They would just comment on her looks or whatever. So then when she wore that nurse dress uniform, she said she had a different respect from their eyes, and she thanked us for that. And these are few things that gives you so much pleasure.
Right. So what's your big dream for CSR at Allcargo Logistics?
I would just ask each and every one to come forward. And what Allcargo is doing is very, 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 very little compared to what our society needs. I think we live in a society where there has been a big disparity, and if we can bridge that gap somewhere, and since we are all blessed, and many of us have been extremely blessed, and if we can share these blessings with many more people, I hope to see Allcargo, with CSR or without CSR, impacting many more lives in this country for sure.
Thank you so much for being with us on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you again.
With its CSR initiatives, Allcargo Logistics hopes to successfully impact the lives of as many underprivileged citizens as possible. Its Nipun program contributes to the Skill India mission, and through this, the company plans to train over 7,400 beneficiaries in the next 3 years, empowering them with financial independence. Well, Allcargo Logistics is also into skill development and healthcare initiatives as far as CSR activities are concerned. So to tell us more about these initiatives and lots more, we are now joined by the Deputy GM CSR of Allcargo Logistics, Dr. Neil Ratan Shende. Dr. Shende, thank you so much for being with us on the show today.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure being with you on the show. Pleasure.
You joined the company 5 years ago. From then to now, how has the journey been in terms of CSR initiatives? What sort of steering of CSR initiatives have you done once you've come on board?
When I got in, we had a policy, CSR policy, which helped us in terms of identifying the NGO partners, identifying the focus areas. So that has helped us in terms of gradually kick-starting the projects and roll it out. in the area of education, health, women's empowerment, disaster relief, sports and environment. These are the 6 focus areas we had identified.
Right, okay, so let's talk about one of those programs, which is the Nippon initiative that you have for skill development.
Right.
What was the thought process behind that, and what are the kinds of skills that you are imparting and in which geographies?
Nippon is synonymous with the skill development. We are going through as a country in a wonderful phase wherein we have to exploit the demographic advantage. So our goal is to contribute towards the Skill India initiative of Government of India and strengthen it. So in line with that, we have recently signed MOU with Maharashtra State Skill Development Society, wherein we would be training about 7,420 youth in the area of logistics, in the area of warehousing, in the area of heavy commercial vehicles, and in the area of security.
What are the biggest challenges at the grassroots level? Sort of understand that financial freedom is important. How challenging is that aspect?
It's very pertinent question. Although we talk all rosy things about skill development, hardly the grassroots challenges are touched upon. One of the major challenges that we face is in terms of accessibility to the quality training, and one of the other challenges that we face in terms of unrealistic aspirations of the youth. We also face some challenges at the policy level and the implementation level. Although government has been doing a lot of work in the area of the skill development, I mean, government got to be flexible when industry partner like Allcargo comes on the board. So if some kind of flexibility is exercised, that will really word of good not only for Allcargo but industry partner on a larger scale in terms of contributing significantly back to the mission of skill in India.
Right. And let's shift gears and talk a little bit about healthcare. That's also an area where Allcargo Logistics is contributing significantly. What are the CSR initiatives in that space? CSR in the healthcare, I mean, health is one of the important aspect of our CSR interventions, and the foundation of it is based on providing curative and preventive healthcare to the needy and poor people of the society. And while doing it, there is recognition at the level of the company that we should contribute towards the challenges that are existing at the public health level, and challenges in the form of accessibility and affordability to the health care has to be addressed. So keeping that in mind, we have about 13 different programs in the healthcare, ranging from leprosy, ranging from cancer. We also have programs on psychiatric illnesses, vision, blindness preventions. So that is one of the significant programs that we have, and it has really touched upon and significantly impacted life of over 19,000 people last year. Wonderful. And if you were to look at all your programs taken together, what sort of an impact have you created, say, over the last 5 years?
We have 35 active programs in 6 major identified interventions and 4 state geographies of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka and West Bengal. And in last 5 years, we have managed to touch about 212,000 lives through our diversified interventions.
Great. That's a fantastic number for 5 years. What's your long-term vision for the CSR division of the company?
Scaling up the existing programs by converging and collaborating with the government and existing CSR programs. And we recognize that we have to plan and execute programs which would contribute towards United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And that will definitely help us in terms of doing justice to the hopes and aspirations of the people at the bottom of the pyramid. So we have this twin approach in terms of addressing the needs, hopes and aspirations of the people at the bottom of the pyramid.
Wonderful. Good luck to you and Allcargo Logistics.
Thank you,
Mr. Shetty, for joining us.
Such a pleasure.
With that, it's a wrap of this episode of India's Most Responsible Companies. Do join us again next time as we take you on another journey into the CSR initiatives of another large corporation. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.